If you've ever mowed your way through a family-sized chocolate bar or a bag of chips without realizing it until you look down and it was gone, then you're probably guilty of mindless eating. But you can change all that. Here to explain the benefits of mindful eating and how you can achieve it in 3 simple steps, registered dietitian Andrea Holwegner. Really nice to see you.
I'm distracted by the burger aromas that have filled the studio this morning.
It's an incredible morning, and it actually just, well, it's appropriate to have this discussion. So talk about mindful eating versus mindless eating.
You bet. So when we're being mindful, we're being conscious, aware, we're being present. We're one with the food, if you want to get really geeky. Mindless eating is, of course, being just unconscious of what we're doing. It's scarfing down food without really realizing what we're doing.
Kind of, you could be sitting in front of the TV, you got a bag of chips there in front of you, and all of a sudden the whole thing is gone.
You bet. And we've all done that. I've been at the movies before when suddenly you're at the bottom of a bag of popcorn and you don't even remember eating it. So all of us are guilty of this.
Okay, so 3 steps that we can keep in mind to help us avoid the mindless eating trend. Pause for presence. What does that mean?
You bet. Most of us are so busy multitasking everything, and before you eat, what I ask people to think about is just sit and take a breath. And just connect with what your brain and your stomach is actually telling you. And ask the simple question, what's eating me? Is this truly physical hunger, or is this emotional hunger? Is it because I'm stressed, I'm bored, I'm unwinding, I'm angry? And when we're eating for the right reason, it can really help just our overall weight management and relationship with food.
So take a second before you just launch into it.
You bet.
Number 2, ditch distracted eating.
You bet. So again, coming back to multitask, I see people on their smartphones, driving, eating, and they're not really, when you're eating, just eat. So really trying to just do one thing at a time. Food is always more satisfying when we're just doing that one thing.
And I'm guessing food is always more satisfying when you are savoring slowly, which is the 3rd tip. And I think a lot of us are guilty of just powering through our meals.
You bet. Mindfulness training, in terms of the psychology piece, they do an exercise where they get people to actually eat one raisin very slowly and connect to the senses, which sounds kind of hokey and interesting, but if you've ever done this exercise, what happens is that people have such a level of satisfaction from really actually tasting and using all the senses to enjoy your food.
Now, you've brought in a rather tempting assortment of food, because we do have our go-tos. So how are you going to help us manage this,
I'm the Chocoholic Dietitian. I really want people to actually be able to still enjoy whatever it is that you're eating, but when we're mindful about what we're doing, less is always more.
Okay, so framing the quantity, that's what you want to point out. So how do we do that?
So if we look over here, I always think anything out of a shot glass just simply looks and tastes kind of cool, or a martini glass, or whatever you might be consuming. So again, rather than sitting down with a big bag of pretzels, a big bag of chocolate or candies or almonds, trail mix, that are all so delicious and lovely, really framing that quantity by giving yourself an end point, because if the end point is an end of a bag, we're in trouble.
Right, definitely. Okay, and yeah, it is pleasing to the eye, and you'll know when enough is enough. Next, fill up your eyes. What does that mean?
Filling up your eyes, we're going to move over to this section, actually. So filling up the eyes is really about making sure that you see what actually looks visually pleasing. So I measured out what a cup or 16 taco chips looks like in different bowls. And what you're going to see is the big bowl, it looks really unsatisfying because it's not full. And so take out some of your plates and your bowls and just put the same portion in some of them, and just take a visual look and look at which one is going to fill up my eyes, because that's actually more relevant than simply filling up the stomach.
And I did skip one. So this is portion packages.
Portion packages. So my husband's a chipaholic, and so if we buy family-sized bags of chips, it's disastrous.
Right.
And so single small unit bags, single unit ice creams might be more successful for you than literally filling up giant bowls. Smarties has a new package out. What they're doing is they're putting it in 3 sleeves now to help just manage, so that you can have some now and save some for a little bit later.
I love that, because I only need like a taste of something.
You bet. So looking for those ways that they've helped manage things in packages or quantity is always much more successful.
You know what I love about you? 'Cause you never come on here and tell us, stop.
Don't eat anything enjoyable. It's about really, you can eat everything. You just can't have, or you can eat anything, but you can't have everything. So these are some ways that just can help sort of hone it in for us.
Andrea, how do people find you?
They can visit my website. It's healthstandnutrition.com.
Okay, and links on our website, breakfasttelevision.ca.